East Hampton Village Board, we are live.
Morning, everyone. It is February 16th, 2024 at 11 a.m. Can we stand for a Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Welcome to East Hampton Village Board of Trustees meeting. All right, I have a couple of announcements we just want to go over, and then we'll get into the meeting. So, it's hard to understand where to start with this, but there is a group of people who have left the East Hampton Village Ambulance Association and kind of went on this rogue fundraising ability. I guess the bottom line is, if you receive any requests from the East Hampton Village Ambulance Association requesting a donation, especially a donation in cash, you should not take that. You should not donate to that. There's a group of people that are fraudulently trying to raise money. They're not the organization. Mary Mott, who's here today, is the president of the East Hampton Village Ambulance Association. So they also started a GoFundMe page, which has been shut down because it's suspected fraud, and they're investigating that and returning the money to the people who did donate. So again, I can't stress enough, if you receive a request from the East Hampton Village Ambulance Association to donate money, do not donate money. If you suspect it's fraud, please contact the East Hampton Village Police Department. Next up is we have East Hampton Village Foundation for Herrick Park is going to give us a donation. We want to thank the foundation. They're giving us $30,000 to finish the basketball courts. Jen Folks, you're here. Do you want to step up for a second and just tell us, Jen's working part-time for the foundation and has been very instrumental in help or setting up the 5K that we do at the beach, and now she's going to help out with the farmers market.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. It's nice to see you all. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me for a minute. I just wanted to make two quick announcements. One is, as the mayor mentioned, I'm going to be running the East Hampton Village Farmers Market. It'll be called Sunday Markets at Herrick Park. Marcos has, I believe, already ordered the banners to hang. We're going to start on Sunday, April 28th and run through September 15th. We already have about 20 vendors committed. I have all their applications, all their insurance certificates, and we hope to get up to as many as 40. So it'll be Sunday mornings from 9 to 1. I'm really excited about that, and I thank you guys for asking me to help out with that. And then the second thing, this May 5th, Sunday, May 5th, is our third annual May Day 5K. Last 2 years, it's been incredibly successful. The money raised goes to the Tyler Project, which is a local mental health support organization out here that supports, kids and teens in mental health stress. So those are our two big events, and I thank you guys.
That's great. And the way this came about, just so everybody's aware, is Kate, who was running the farmers market, only wanted to do Fridays. And we were getting a lot of complaints from the store owners that Fridays, the parking lot was too congested. And so we asked her to do Sundays, and she didn't want to do Sundays. So that's why we asked Jen to step up and do that. So thank you very much. I'm excited.
I think it's going to be a fun market. I know a lot of the local, and I know a lot of local people can't come on Fridays, and a lot of the vendors had a lot of trouble getting out here Friday mornings because of the traffic. So I think this is a win-win-win. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Next up is Trustee Doyle about her great event that's coming up.
Our great event. Okay, yes. So April 11th to 14th is the second annual Hamptons Who Done It. So I hope tickets for day passes for our panels are on sale now. And March 1st, our tickets to our evening events go on sale. We have an incredible lineup, over 15 New York Times bestselling authors. Our guests of honors are Brad Thor, Ashley Flowers, S.A. Cosby, and Ruth Ware. So we have really talented authors coming and true crime and forensic experts. We've added in a lot of fun things at night. We're going to have a fiction trivia night. We're going to have a wine and crime night. That's a ticketed event where you examine a cold case, and all of our forensic experts, which include a district attorney, a cold case sergeant, a polygraph expert, a defense attorney, and a few others will go around to your tables and help you advise so you can come up with a new strategy on how to solve the cold case. And we're going to be announcing soon, but our Forensic World, which was our simulated crime scene, our CSI challenge. Last year it was Who Killed the Mayor. This year it's going to be different, and we're going to announce soon where it's going to be, and it's going to be at a very unique place that our public never has access to. So this will be your chance to get in there, and it'll be based on that location's crime, true crime. So we'll be announcing that March 1st. But tell everybody, buy tickets. It's a nonprofit. Everybody who works for it is not paid. And it's just to have off-season affordable program for our community and bring people into our villages. And last year, our stores reported a 50% bump in activity on Main Street, and our Bookhampton sales doubled. So we really liked, this is a great event for everybody, all ages, and escape rooms at the library. Actually, I want to also thank we are partners with East Hampton Library on this event, and the East Hampton Historical Society on this event, and Bookhampton and East Hampton House also. So thank them to our supporters, and go on our website, www.hamptonswhodoneit.org. We're a 501c3. You can see everything that we have and spread the word. Thank you.
Thanks, Carrie. I'll be doing a panel as well.
Yes, he'll be doing the cases that haunt us in the Hamptons.
Yes, we have historic crimes that have happened from West Hampton to Montauk that I'll be talking about. Should be a lot of fun.
Last year, the mayor did a crime bus tour, and afterwards, he got many requests from bachelorette parties to do the crime bus tour for them.
It was just one request.
There was another one.
And it was her third marriage.
Really?
Perks of the
She
job.
was 75. But
It'll be a great panel.
When you're
That'll
popular.
be Saturday morning, so.
yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So we're looking forward to that. Chief, did you want to talk about the accreditation real quick?
Sure.
Just explain what it is and how important it is.
Good morning. Good morning, board. Good morning, everyone. So our agency since 2009 has been accredited, and I believe it started with the mayor, who was the chief. And every 5 years, we need to be reaccredited. And what that entails is state law enforcement accreditors from around the state. 3 of them come down for 3 days and go through 110 folders that are required by our agency to be kept up, to be reviewed, and that we practice what we preach. Per se. Only 30% of law enforcement agencies across the state are actually accredited. So it is a lot of pride. It also adds to the professionalism and level of service that we offer the residents in East Hampton. It says a lot that only 30%. It's a very arduous task. And I really like to thank our program coordinator, Sergeant Shades, and PO Bethany Smith, spent countless hours updating the folders before the audit to come down here and make us accredited. They'll be traveling March 7th up to Albany to the Department of Criminal Justice Services to accept the award and our plaque for the police department. And we'll be good for another 5 years. So it says a lot to the village, to this agency, that we maintain a higher level of professionalism and standards that the state requires, and only 30% does it. It says a lot for us. So thank you.
Thanks, Chief. The next announcement I'm just going to make is Susan Stakowski, who is basically our HR and our payroll and all of that in Village Hall, will be retiring at the end of this month. And we just want to thank her. She had 18 years of service. She's been a wonderful asset to the village, and we're going to miss her. So thank you, Susan. All right, next is roll call, Gabby.
Mayor, can I say one more thing?
Oh, hold on a second.
I do have to say regarding Susan, she's done a great amount for the village. She's been doing payroll, as you've said, for 18 years. And I just want the board to know that for many, many years, obviously all of 18, she's been doing the payroll, working her schedule, her vacations, her time off, everything around the consistency of the 2 weeks of the entire village getting paid. She's the first to know about births and deaths for many of our employees. She's a tremendous asset to the village. So,
Thank you. Gabby, roll call?
Yes. Mayor Jerry Larson,
Here.
Deputy Mayor Chris Minardi,
Here.
Trustee Sandra Melendez. Here. Trustee Carrie Doyle. Here. Trustee Sarah Amadon. Here. Administrator Marcos Balladrone.
present.
Village Attorney Lisa Perillo.
Here.
Great, thank you. So we have a couple of presentations, and then we're going to get into public hearings. So first up is Hugh.
You know, that weekend is also going to be a cemetery tour, the Goody Garlic Cemetery
Correct.
Tour, and I'm available for Bachelorette Cemetery tour. All right. Susan Stokowski started working in 2006. What was going on in East Hampton then? Well, the Buckskill ice skating rink was just started. You could get a 32-inch flat screen TV for $499, no interest till 2008. There was a bell put in the Methodist Church. They were talking about beach erosion in 2006. The Purple House was refused by the library. The Purple House was right next to the East Hampton Library. It's where Dr. Edwards had his office, and it became part of Adelaide D. Manil's complex on Further Lane, and now it's part of the East Hampton Town complex. Betty Friedan died. Her book, The Feminine Mystique, changed the course of women's history, and she had a place here out in East Hampton. And then there was a dispute on what was going on at the Five Corners. You know what I'm talking about? The Five Corners? David Brown, a member of the board, wants to put it back the way it was. Police Chief Gerald Larson thinks some minor changes. Albert Edwards said we should make it a one-way street. Scott Fithian wanted a light, and on and on and on. And I think the way it was taken, I think it was okay, right?
Yeah, I think it's working well.
Okay, and here's one which will make the Hedges Inn shudder. It's the first day of 2006. Coming down Woods Lane, heading for the stoplight, is a young man, 17 years old, driving a car. His passengers are 16 and 17 years old. He missed the turn and went into Town Pond. Okay? All right. Now,
What
the
year
other
was
thing-
that?
Huh?
That was 06?
2006, went into Town Pond. All right. Now, if you looked at the East Hampton Star, June 9th, 1941, you see an ad for the Orchid Beauty Shop. Okay? The proprietors were Lucy Hartwell West and Ruth Hartwell. It was on North Main Street. It was probably the first business owned by women of color in the village of East Hampton, 1941. And one of the people there was Lucy West. Okay, she was born February 20th, 1916, and in 2016, she was given a proclamation by the village board. Okay, Lucy West lived in a little house. You know the market on Race Lane? What was it called before?
Chicken House.
The Chicken House, right. Lucy West lived right next door in a little house.
The Birdhouse.
The birdhouse. She's the only person in East Hampton history has lived in a birdhouse next to the chicken house. Thank you. I'm going to go with the Home Sweet Home.
Yes, thank you, Hugh. Appreciate that. Next up is Chief Mary Mott of the EMS and also the president of the East Hampton Village Ambulance Association. Could you step up? Mary's going to talk to us about something great she has started.
So back in the beginning of January, I thought it might be a nice idea to begin an EMS club. And my kind of thoughts for that club would have been to see if there was any interest in the high school students, grades 10th, 11th, and 12th. For those students who might be thinking they would like to be involved in EMS, might want to be an EMT or a future paramedic, they might want to just go into another medical field. And so I reached out to the principal, Sarah Smith, and she had, a couple of ways that she could help me bring this plan forward. She sent out a notice to all the students saying that this club was indeed going to begin. If anyone was interested, just contact me, and that was great. I had a huge response. She also helped with working out. There's students that can get credit for things that they're studying. They can get time in terms of working with the community. And so there were a lot of other places within the high school itself that I was able to touch and connect with, and those students too were able to just have that opportunity. So I was just going to say that it was an opportunity for these students that wanted to move forward in the EMS direction. We started out with American Heart Association CPR, healthcare provider, which is the top course. We will eventually move into the American Heart Association First Aid course for basically first aiders, then move up to first responders. It's all developed with, I have the 1 hour for a meeting per month, per week. And so in that 1 hour, I have put together like a hands-on curriculum that is focused on the beginning of patient assessment, just like EMS. So patient assessment, what's happening with your patient, how to decide if it's a medical or trauma concern with this person. It's also helped with them being able to communicate. In the beginning, there was a very quiet group. Now they actually can talk more, especially among themselves. Our last class was set up with 14 different learning stations, and each learning station had a small scenario. So, you're in the village with your friends at the pizza place, and now all of a sudden someone stands up and they can't speak, cough, or breathe. What would you do? So, of course, we've already learned abdominal thrust. It was a way to gather everything that we've learned up to this point and have like mini EMS scenarios. What would you do if you were in school and one of your friends collapsed suddenly? And up to this point, they were able to work with their partners in their group of threes. One person was the patient, one person was the first responder. How would you begin to talk with them? How would you be able to say what was needed? And within that learning of assessment, we've also learned how to call 911. What is it that you say? What is it that 911 will give you information for, ask you more questions, and they can be a resource to you, because sometimes people could be afraid to call 911. They're afraid to, what if I don't know what to say? I don't know what to do. And dispatchers are just awesome at helping you try to sort out what's happening. The format itself is designed so that being immersed into this experience, these students or future EMS providers can have that understanding of what happens when the ambulance is called, what happens when you get to the scene, what is it that the EMS crews do, and they are becoming part of it by learning, piece by piece and going through. I did have a few students that were going to come and talk today. However, it's the day before vacation, so a few glitches with families leaving, and they really needed to go with them. I might have one that still could show up. I'm not sure. Might be coming a little later. But I would also like to thank, again, Sarah Smith, principal of the East Hampton High School. She was a big resource in the beginning when I had to set everything up. I'm looking forward to just the direction of this club. There's so much enthusiasm. In the beginning, I had like 40 students in one meeting room. I'm down to now 30. A couple of students couldn't keep coming, but still, that's a big crowd. They get to work. They stay right on target with their learning and their the way that everything is designed. They help each other, which is very good too. And it's just turning out to be a really great thing for our community, not only in terms of the opportunity for the students, but for the students to really maybe or look forward to becoming part of the EMS within our community as well. And so that's it.
That's terrific, Mary. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I have to say, Mary, how many years have you been doing this?
35 years.
So Mary's been a volunteer for our ambulance for 35 years.
36.
And Mary has been chief How many times?
This is actually my third time.
Third time as chief, and first time as chief under my administration. And I can't thank you enough. I mean, you've done such great work. And again, it's all volunteers. It's all on her own time. And she spends hours and hours and hours at the firehouse or ambulance office. She goes on many calls. And then she still has the drive and the motivation to go out and recruit these young kids from the high school, which will only help the village down the road by finding these volunteers for the future for the village. So I really thank you, Mary. I don't know what we would do without you. So, and I don't want to find out. All right. Next up is Billy Hayjack about the design review board schedule, and then you can go right into the comprehensive plan update if you would. Thanks, Billy. Billy's our village planner, for anybody who doesn't know him.
Good morning, Mayor and members of the board. Billy Hayjack for the Village of East Hampton. So the design review board, I'm sure you're all aware, is a 5-member board. They review applications for changes to commercial properties, the historic district, residences, non-conforming uses, and timber frame landmarks. They presently meet twice a month, the first and third Tuesday of the month at 9 a.m. And the board's meetings tend to vary. That we've had meetings that are as short as 4 or 5 minutes, and then others actually will go on for 40 minutes or an hour or so. But we were looking at ways of improving service and making it easier for applicants and board members to get to meetings and to focus the board in a way that would stack their work in a more consolidated way. We were looking at changing the time of the meeting, given the scheduling of various different board members and LTV's limitations. We decided to keep the 9 a.m. time slot, but we're suggesting that the board meet once a month, which would be the third Tuesday of every month. We just think it'd be better for staff, better for the board members, and as a result, we think it'll be better for applicants. So I know you have there's a resolution here. It doesn't require any code changes, but there's a resolution for you to approve of that change. If you have any questions about that, I'd be
It all makes sense.
happy to try to answer them. I think in the future, we'd still like to look at the timing too. 9 a.m. is, it's convenient, but it's a little awkward for people traveling from far away to try to get to the meetings. And so anyway, but we'll deal with that in the future. The next up is the comprehensive plan update. We had prepared a draft request for proposals, or RFP, for the board. I suspect everybody's had a chance to go over it and review it. It lays out the project, the purpose and objectives, the tasks and deliverables, the details that we're looking for in it, or the minimum details we're looking for in the update of our comprehensive plan. And it basically goes through the requirements, the ranking system that we're going to use to evaluate proposals, and it lays out the timeline for completing the plan. So if you have any specific questions for me about that, I could try to answer them.
I think you put it together terrific. It looks great.
Good. It's exciting. It's a very exciting project, and it'll be fun to get it off the ground and get things moving.
I don't know about fun, but it'll be
Well, fun for planners, I guess.
It's going to be a lot of work. A lot of work for you.
Yeah.
So all the other things I've given you to do.
Are there any questions about it? Timing or anything?
Anybody?
So will you be assembling a team of people to help you with that?
So, I mean, the objective is to put it out for bid, accept proposals, to have a consultant sort of spearhead it. The village board will have to put together a committee. There's going to be oversight by the committee and cooperating with working and cooperating with the consultant. And we have it set up so that the consultant will be providing the board with regular updates. We're trying to make it a very transparent and open process with at least 5 public meetings to gain public input. There's going to be an entire secret process that's going to be open to the public. So it's not just, me sitting in a room writing it. It's going to be,
A lot of public input.
a lot of public input and a lot of community input. And, we're going to rely heavily on the consultants to be the sort of the quarterback, so to speak.
It's great. Thank you, Bill.
Yep.
Thank you.
So just to clarify, if anybody doesn't know what the comprehensive plan is out there, it's basically a roadmap built by the community for where they see the village going in the next 20 years. So that's kind of a quick, simple way to say it. And we look forward to it. The one we have in place is expired. I think a couple of years expired now. Right? A couple of years. So that's what this is all about. It's something each community should have. It's not a requirement, it's not a law, but it is something we should have. No. Okay, next up, we're moving into public hearings. And I ask anybody who has to speak, please keep it to 3 minutes. If you have anything to give to the board, please drop it up here and we'll take care of it to make it part of the record. We're going to jump around a little bit though, because as I look around, I think the only people that are here to speak is, about LaForest. So we're going to start with the public hearing, number 7. So let's see if we can read that.
Yep. Introductory number 7 of 2024, a proposed local law amending Chapter 267, the designation of LaForest Lane as a one-way street south.
Great, thank you. We're going to postpone for 1 minute. I see that Chief Mott's team has arrived. So would anybody like to speak?
So, yes, our first speaker will be Jordan Diaz.
Step right up there, sir. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jordan. I'm a student at East Hampton High School. This is I'm in my senior year, and I'm also a member of the EMS club at the high school, and I'm also a member of the East Hampton Village Ambulance. I wanted to speak about why I joined the club, what I hope to gain, what I hope to gain out of it, and other things like that. So I joined because I wanted to see how well I can work as a team. And from my experience, the meetings we had, we have done a good job at it. Everyone kind of flows together very nicely. Like, we all can work, we all can talk. Like, we were a little shy the first day, but that's, to be expected. And then another benefit of it is just Mary has done a good job of teaching all of us at an entry level, and I feel like everyone understands it. It's like, it's not too complicated and it's not too dumbed down. That makes sense. We also have we've just been doing CPR training, which is a very necessary skill in the high school, and we also did the choking, and she was very confident in the fact that if we see someone in the halls choking or having an emergency, that we are able to respond. And what I hope to see in the future is some of the students riding along with us and being first aider at events, like large events, meetings, stuff like that.
That's great.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, yeah, we're really excited to have you all doing this. This is going to be a big help for us in the future. Chief Mott spoke before you arrived, and we were all saying this is a terrific program because it exposes people to things they might not normally be exposed to, and that maybe this is a career, maybe this is just a volunteer, but certainly can help everybody. Even if you do nothing with it, you still learn great skills that can help your family, you can help the public when you're out at a restaurant. You never know. So thank you for doing it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our second speaker is Patrick P.J. Brabant.
Hey, Patrick, thanks.
How are you? My name is Patrick Brabant. I'm in the junior year of East Hampton High School. The reason why I joined is all my family has been in fire department, whether it be Bridgehampton, East Hampton, Springs. I'm also a part of the Troop 298 East Hampton Boy Scout Troop, and we learned a lot of medical in there. And I just want to follow my family's footsteps with the medical and fire field. So when I saw this opportunity open up, it kind of just fell into my lap, and I decided to take the step and join the EMS club. And now I'm trying to change my career and want to become a paramedic.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Great.
That's great.
Thank
We have room, so just let us know.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing it, Patrick. Thank you very much. Did Marcia want to talk, or no? Is that it, Chief? All right, thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
You don't have to feel like you have to stay for the rest of this, so thank you. All right, so would anybody like to be heard about LaForest Lane? Sir? And when you stand up to speak, please announce who you are and where you live so that Gabby can get all the information correct.
My name is William DeYoung, and I'm a 30-year resident of LaForest Lane. I live with my wife, my daughter, and our dog. First of all, Mayor Larson, village trustees, village officers, thank you for the opportunity to speak today. I'm here today to speak on behalf of my family, but also my neighbors on LaForest Lane about the increasingly dangerous traffic and speed conditions that have gotten markedly and consistently worse over the last 3 decades on our narrow, winding lane that has 2 blind curves. I first addressed this problem about 10 years ago, or attempted to address this problem about 10 years ago with the previous administration. I was told that the only thing that we could do without the approval of New York State was to lower the speed limit by 5 miles per hour. After some time, the speed limit was lowered by 5 miles per hour, but not surprisingly, the only impact of that change was that the traffic now exceeded the posted limit by an additional 5 miles per hour. LaForest Lane is now a tragedy waiting to happen, something I'm sure we all want to avoid. Over the last year, Alexandra Ursoff, my friend and neighbor, and I have spoken with and met with the mayor, village trustees, and officials, including the head of the highway department, to examine remedies. We settled on making LaForest Lane one-way south and adding speed bumps near the 2 blind curves, with additional enforcement by the police department as the sort of best combined solution. We were asked to get in writing the support of every neighbor on LaForest Lane. We did that. We've submitted that. I did want to mention today that I understand that some of the Jericho Lane neighbors have expressed their desire that we go away. They claim that the traffic problem is just a temporary one and it's tied to a number of current construction projects. Our concern is not about construction vehicles. It's not just about construction vehicles or construction workers. It's about all vehicles. It's not just about ever-present landscape vehicles and the ever-increasing Amazon and UPS delivery trucks. It's about all vehicles. It's not just about cars speeding to and from Georgia Beach. It's about all cars speeding. It's about safety. Some Jericho neighbors have brought up environmental concerns. They don't quite understand that, but it's about safety. They allege that traffic signs will blight the scenery. The requisite traffic signs will be on our street and not on Jericho Lane. It's about safety. I was there this summer when a traffic accident in LaForest Lane resulted in 3 teenagers, including my daughter, a bystander, needing emergency medical treatment. I must, first say and commend the village first responders, ambulance, police, and even fire who came quickly once someone was able to get a cell signal. I believe the mayor himself may have been the first responder actually on the scene, arriving with the ambulance. As scary as it was as a father, as a witness, and as a neighbor, I now view it as a potential blessing, as it highlighted what could and will eventually happen with potentially vastly worse outcomes if we don't take care to prevent it. LaForest Lane is narrow. LaForest Lane is winding. It's hilly. LaForest Lane has 2 blind curves. LaForest Lane is increasingly lined with hedges that decrease visibility further and increase the risk. There are no sidewalks. There is limited space for pedestrians, the ever-present bicyclists, and people walking their dogs. LaForest Lane is home to families, children, grandchildren, grandparents, and their pets. It is currently a tragedy waiting to happen. We dodged a bullet in 2023. We may not be so lucky next time. Thank you, Mayor Larson. Thank you, village trustees. Thank you, everyone, for your time and counsel and your advice on how to move forward on this. And we thank everyone for everything you do for the America's prettiest village. Let's make it America's safest village.
Thank you very much. Next. Anyone? Yes. David?
I'm David Gans, a village resident, not a.
I can't hear you.
I'm David Gans, East Hampton resident. I fully agree that the objective is safety on the Forest Lane, but I think we need to take into account what the objective is. If the objective is to make it a one-way is not going to solve the problem unless you have engineering. All right, here's a DOT study, U.S. and National Highway Safety, that when you convert a two-lane to one lane, speeds increase. So that really isn't an issue in terms of helping and saving people. I think we did approve a study. Billy, I'd love to know what the status of that is, of the study.
If you could address the board.
All right. Well, I think it's important for us to understand the LKMA study, which they've agreed to do, and use that as the metrics, whether it's a one-way or a two-way. I'd be fully behind a one-way, but let's have the evidence. All right. People know that it's unsafe. The question is that the problem? Will speed bumps be the solution? Will signs be a solution? Will making the road narrower to allow a one-way? Right now, what's going to happen is, and there's studies upon studies with DOT, when you convert a one-way, a two-way to a one-way without any engineering, speeds are going to increase. So KSIs are going to increase too, which killed and seriously injured. So just please take that into account. And other than that, if the study proves or states that it should be a one-way, let's make it a one-way. But let's have the evidence.
Thank you, David. Anyone else like to speak?
My name is Andrew Goldstein. I've lived on the corner of Georgica Road and Jericho Road for over 30 years. I understand the emotion behind the plea to make the forest one way. And I would ask, I guess on some level, I mean, I've used the street, obviously not as much as those who live there, both. I walk almost every day, and I drive, obviously. I'd ask the board to use a little common sense in terms of evaluating the potential for Forest Lane as a speedway. I doubt very much if any car can actually attain much more than 30 miles an hour before it recognizes that there's a stop sign at the other end. Because you don't enter the Forest Lane with a head of steam, you turn into a Forest Lane. Indeed, coming from the west, the turn is actually quite acute. You almost have to stop your car or truck to go there. Secondly, the idea that if LaForest Lane becomes one way, that means that two of the four accesses to LaForest Lane, the immediate area, Baiting Hollow Road, Jericho Lane, LaForest Lane, and now what's now Privet Lane will be one way. It's not efficient. It's not efficient. It's not fair. It's not fair to the people on the other streets. The volume of traffic on LaForest Lane, just doesn't merit it. I mean, I just don't see it. And if it does, I mean, let's find out. The fact that there are cars driving on LaForest Lane is not a reason to make it one way. It's a public street. I mean, the most importantly, it's a public street, and you have letters from many members of the public objecting to the proposal. I can understand seeing your kid hit by a car is going to make you want to change things, and I understand that. But I just think it's a, it's not a problem waiting to happen. It's a problem that doesn't really exist.
Thank you. Anyone else? Any member of the board?
Do we know when the study will be ready?
Well, we have commissioned a traffic study. Billy, could you just update us on that?
So LK McLean Associates has been retained to analyze it based on the proposal that the board approved. They're in the information gathering stage. They've conducted site visits to LaForest Lane. They're getting ready to conduct traffic counts. So they're working on it, but they're in the information gathering stage at this point. So
all right. So
when they have something to report, we'll
that's
be
perfect.
discussing it in public again.
Yeah. So we have commissioned the traffic study. So the board at this time, we're going to keep the meeting open, keep the hearing open for another month. Let's see what else information we got. Let's see where the traffic study is by then. And then we'll go from there. So we won't make any decision today, but let's gather more information. We have gotten quite a few correspondence from neighbors and people on the street, obviously. So I think we're all open to hear more information before we make any decisions. And so let's keep it open for one more month and let's address this again in March. All right? Does that work with everybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. All right, great. So now we're going to jump back. So we're going to keep the hearing open on that one. So now we're going to jump back to introductory number 1.
Okay. Introductory number 1 of 2024, a proposed local law amending Chapter 18, Code of Ethics, Section 18-2, definitions, municipal officer or employee.
Does anyone wish to be heard on this? Can I get a motion to close the hearing?
I make a motion to close the hearing.
Second.
Okay, that hearing is closed. Next.
Introductory number 2 of 2024, a proposed local law amending Chapter 77, Beaches, Article 1, Beach Regulations, Section 77-4, Prohibited Conduct, Section 77-5, Vehicles on the Beach, Section 77-6, Operating a Vehicle while under the influence, Section 77-12, Temporary Closure, and Section 77-14, Locker Permits.
So on 7712, we're going to be tweaking that language. So just to clear up what we're doing here, a lot of these are housekeeping, if you will. There's some sections in here like 77-6 was operating a vehicle while under the influence of alcohol. So this is update to the village code because it had the old regulation of the New York State law was your blood alcohol level had to be over 0.10. The state has lowered it to 0.08, so we are making village code reflect that. So that's kind of a housekeeping. So most of these are housekeeping code changes, things that haven't been addressed in years that we're trying to clean up. Also, in Section 77, everything we want to change in 77 has to be approved by the East Hampton Town trustees. That's the people, the 9 trustees that have jurisdiction over the beaches. It's technically their beaches, and everything we want to do on those beaches, we have to have approved and work with them on those laws, and then they grant us permission to enforce those laws. So if there's a law that's not in place, then we can't enforce that. So I know I had conversation with the trustees about the temporary closure. That was we had asked the trustees for permission to allow the chief of police to close a beach. Let's say we have a hurricane and there always is, there's people that want to go down and try to swim in these tremendous waves, and we decide we're closing the beach. Technically, if we don't have that on the books, the chief of police doesn't have any ability to make people leave the beach. So it was little things like that we're trying to clean up. So I guess I'm going to keep this hearing open for another month so that we can get more. I'm still waiting for the input from the trustees. And once we have that, then we can hopefully close that hearing. Anybody else have any questions about what was that, number 2, right, Gabby?
Yep.
Okay.
I can go on to 3.
So we'll go on to 3.
Okay. Introductory number 3 of 2024, a proposed local law amending Chapter 267, Vehicles and Traffic, Article 1, General Regulations, Section 267.5, Beach Parking, Section 267.7, Parking Time Limited in Designated Locations.
Would anyone like to be heard on that? Board? All right, can I get a motion to close?
Motion to close.
So moved.
All in favor? All right, meeting's closed. 4?
Introductory number 4 of 2024, a proposed local law amending Chapter 278 zoning, Section 278.1 definitions, non-conforming buildings, and Section 278.3 accessory buildings and structure design requirements and wetland setbacks, and Section 278.3A wetland setbacks.
Bill, could I put you on the spot? Could you just fill us in about that?
Good morning. Billy Hajak for the village. The number of changes proposed, some of it could be called housekeeping. Others are more substantial in nature. We're refining refining how coverage is calculated, or basically updating the definition to how the building department, I think, has been applying the calculation for coverage. We are, one of the more substantial changes is we're suggesting that flag lots no longer elect a front yard setback and have one arbitrary lot line have a front yard, which is a greater setback than side and rear yards. We're suggesting that all yards be side or rear yards. It's a simpler approach, and by selecting one yard as being a front yard, it's sort of an arbitrary. It's arbitrary. I'm just going to say that it's an arbitrary way of doing it. It does actually make it consistent with how nearby municipalities regulate setbacks on flag lots as well. And then one of the other more substantial changes is, which is a request that's been repeated by residents, is allowing what we're calling recreation rooms in accessory buildings. So if somebody has space above a garage, they want to put a gymnasium type of use in there, or a pool house type of use. This would permit it under certain requirements. It could be like a home office, or gym, like I said, a gymnasium. So those requirements are in here. We sort of reformatted the accessory building code section, but we've added that to be a permissible use under certain requirements. And then I think the wetland setbacks, again, is more of a housekeeping item. We're removing the term freshwater because we have wetlands that are not only freshwater, they're just wetlands in general. Our definition covers all wetlands, but we really shouldn't just be calling out individual wetlands as freshwater. And then we're adding a definition for man-made wetland, which we don't currently have right now. So,
can you just, while you're up here, just fill us in about number 6? Just for the public, so everyone knows what we're talking
property maintenance, that is also to maintain stormwater runoff on properties. So it gives the building department more authority to require stormwater runoff to be maintained on private property. So
great, thank you.
Yep.
Thanks for putting these all forward. So we're on 4, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Would anyone like to be heard? Yes, sir.
Andrew Goldstein, 87 Jericho Road. The provision regarding recreation rooms requires that access be exterior access from outside the garage. And I believe this comes, as opposed to having a stairway within the garage. And I believe this comes from a well-known paranoia about somehow people being able to sleep in anything with a roof over it. I think it's unwarranted in this case. And you can only have one room. And the other clarification, can you have a closet in this recreation room office. So I would ask that it be clear that closets be allowed, and also that you allow people to access from inside the garage. I mean, one practical reason is you've got setback issues with an exterior, and we've got a lot of garages here that are very close to the property line.
Plus aesthetically too, right?
Well, some staircases are very pretty.
Yeah. No, but very good point. So
Yeah, I agree.
why don't we keep that open? Maybe we can make those tweaks. Thanks, Andy. All right, so 4 is staying open.
And then 5, okay.
So now we're on to 5.
Great. Introductory number 5 of 2024, a proposed local law amending Chapter 163, freshwater wetlands.
Anyone like to be heard?
Going to make a motion to close the hearing.
Second.
All right, that hearing's closed.
Introductory number 6 of 2024, a proposed local law amending Chapter 225, property maintenance and nuisance abatement, Section 225-2, exterior maintenance.
Anyone like to be heard?
I make a motion to close the hearing.
Second.
Hearing's closed. And 7's already, we're keeping that open. So now we'll go to public comment. Any topic? Anyone? Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you again. I'd just like to point out a few observations that I've had. By the way, David Gans, 9 Conklin Terrace.
You have the 3 minutes, Marcos. You're taking.
Good. All right. The issue with the comment I was going to make on the comprehensive plan, I would strongly recommend that you do a postmortem on the last plan to see what worked, what didn't work, to help inform you on the new RFP. That's all I want to say. As far as protocols, I'm a little concerned. No, I'm very concerned that the meeting materials are not posted in sufficient time. As you may know, the good government law requires at least 72 hours. These 68 pages were posted at 6:30 p.m. last evening. It's very difficult to be able to review them and comment on them. And if someone really wanted, they could file a Article 78 claim, because you haven't given people sufficient time. The other issue is you indicated about 2 months ago that in fact there is a listserv on the new website. There is no listserv, and it can't be done, as I understand from I believe my conversation
It was with Lorraine.
So the question is, how can you be transparent? How can people access documents? How can people be alerted that there's documents available if you can't do a listserv? So I think something has to be fixed. While the new website's really pretty, it's not functional. And those are my comments.
Thank you. All right, now we're going to move into motions and resolutions.
Resolution number 194 of 2024, approve claim vouchers for the month of January. So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Passed and carried.
Resolution number 195 of 2024, approve warrants as listed. Number 35, guarantees. Number 36, general fund number 2. Number 37, general fund number 1. Number 38, general fund warrant. Number 40, capital fund. So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Passed and carried.
Resolution number 196 of 2024, approve minutes from meetings held October 20th, November 17th, and December 7th of 2023. So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Passed and carried.
Resolution number 197 of 2024, approve departmental reports. So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Passed and carried.
Resolution number 198 of 2024, resolved the 2023-2024 village budget is hereby amended to increase estimated revenue and appropriations in the amount of $375,361.35 for expenditures funded by the Employee Benefit Leave Reserve Fund.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 199 of 2024, resolved, the 2023-2024 village budget is hereby amended to increase appropriations from the undesignated fund balance in the amount of $74,233.60 for Herrick Park basketball courts.
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 200 of 2024, approved change order number 3 for new gate on Muchmore Lane from Land Tech in the amount of $4,859.70.
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 201 of 2024, resolved, the 2023-24 village budget is hereby amended to increase appropriations from the assigned unappropriated fund balance in the amount of $23,650 for expenditures related to the Rudersham parking lot.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 202 of 2024, approve $23,650 proposal from Saskis Surveying for Rudersham parking lot to be paid from the assigned unappropriated fund balance.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 203 of 2024, accept the East Hampton Village Foundation donation of $30,151.95.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 204 of 2024, approve agreement with Vicki Lawrence for financial consultant services at an hourly rate of $45 with a maximum of $10,000 per year.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 205 of 2024, approve $8,000 quote from Century Direct for EMS recruitment mailer.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 206 of 2024, deem as surplus and approve the sale online by Auctions International of assorted vehicles, equipment, parts, and miscellaneous listed in David Collins' February 12th, 2024 memo.
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 207 of 2024, deem as surplus property of assorted office equipment and miscellaneous listed in Acting Chief of Police Jeffrey Erickson's February 5th, 2024 memo.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 208 of 2024, deem surplus and approve disposal of 8 impound vehicles listed in Acting Chief of Police Jeffrey Erickson's February 5th, 2024 memo.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 209 of 2024, approved $20,600.60 quote from Pave Master for crack sealing and seal coating of the North Main Street lot from budget line A511042, road materials per February 5th, 2024 memo from David Collins.
So move. Second.
All in favor? Passed and carried.
Resolution number 210 of 2024, approved $19,100 quote from LK McLean Associates, PC, for professional engineering services for a traffic study assessment at New York State Route 27 Main Street and Ocean Avenue, Woods Lane.
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 211 of 2024, approve appointment of Emily Daniel to the position of Assistant to the Mayor at the starting annual salary of $55,000 effective February 16th, 2024.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 212 of 2024, accept bid received from Residential Fences Corporation for new fence replacement at Millstone Park as per January 19th bid specifications.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 213 of 2024, notice to bidders for the lease of Seaspray Cottage number 1 with bid specs available on February 16th, 2024, and the bid opening to be held March 5th, 2024 at 2 p.m. at Village Hall.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 214 of 2024, notice for requests for proposals for the comprehensive plan update with a release date of February 20th, 2024, and a due date of March 22nd, 2024 at 2 p.m. at Village Hall.
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 215 of 2024, notice for public hearing to be held March 15th, 2024 at 11 a.m. 2024 at LTV Studios, 75 Industrial Road, Wainscott, for introductory number 8, 2024, a proposed local law amending Chapter 219, Police, Article 2, Constables, Section 219-16, waiver of qualification requirements.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 216 of 2024, notice for public hearing to be held on March 15th, 2024 at 11 a.m. at LTV Studios, 75 Industrial Road, Wainscott, for introductory number 9 of 2024, a proposed local law amending Chapter 231, authorizing skip the stuff enforcement for single-use plastics, restrictions on providing eating utensils, condiment packets, napkins, and extra eating containers.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 217 of 2024, approved change to Design Review Board meeting date, which shall meet once a month on Thursdays, on the third Tuesday at 9 a.m., effective immediately.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 218 of 2024, approve the following new volunteer members of the Department of Emergency Medical Service, effective retroactively to January 29th, 2024, as per February 7th, 2024 memo from M. Mott. Carmen Chacho, attendant, Jordan Diaz, attendant, and Eric Fraser Gordon, attendant.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 219 of 2024, approve new student EMS club volunteer members of the Department of Emergency Medical Service as listed in Chief Mary Mott's February 7th, 2024 memo.
So move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 220 of 2024, accept retirement of Susan Stikowski as principal account clerk with an effective retirement date of April 30th, 2024.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 221 of 2024, approve the attendance and reasonable and necessary expenses of 3 police officers at the March 7th, 2024 State Law Enforcement Accreditation Council meeting in Albany, New York, per February 14th, 2024 memo from Acting Chief Jay Erickson.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried. That concludes our meeting for today. We will be going into executive session back at Village Hall to discuss a legal issue and personnel matter. If there's anything we need to report after that, we'll notify the press. Can I get a motion?
Motion to close the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is